Hello, hello, hello. Sorry about that. I forgot to open the shutter on my camera before I went live. My apologies. Was looking at the screen and it was all black. I was like, this is not good. I am clearing cards right now. We are going to start with our first little section of time is going to be working on Reiki. We're going to do Reiki for 5 minutes, a tiny little micro session. And I am going to set the intention for whatever benefits each of you the most, whatever that might be. If you guys have something specific that you want to ask the Reiki to help you with, feel free to go ahead and adjust that intention. After that, we are going to look at a tarot spread that's going to give us our best advice over the next 24 hours to manifest whatever it is we want to manifest in our life. So before that happens, you may want to set an intention in your mind about what you might like that spread to be about manifesting for you. Even those of you who are not here live, you can still focus and do that because spirit is not limited by time or by space. And so you can have your intention set and it can have an influence on what shows up in our spread as well. So you don't feel like you've missed out. Let me clear my clarifiers and then we're going to run into the Reiki. And then after that, we'll jump into our manifestation advice. After that, we'll do readings for people who are here in the room. My goal is to be here at least half an hour today. We'll see what happens, how things turn out. We are using the Hush Tarot today, Hush Tarot deck, and I'm using I think it's called the Fairy Lenormand or the Fairy Enchantment Lenormand. I don't know, something like that. This is what the back of the card looks like for those of you who are familiar with Lenormand at all. It's kind of a big deck for a Lenormand deck. The cards are kind of huge, actually. All right. Let's start off with Reiki for everybody who shows up in the room. Oh, we've already got Reiki energy going into somebody's feet. Feet have to do with our purpose. What is our purpose? And sometimes that's our life purpose. Like, what do we want people to write on our tombstone? Sometimes that's our purpose for the day. But either way, there's somebody out here who is getting a little bit of balance in their sense of purpose. Also, sometimes those energies don't have to be on a spiritual level. Sometimes you can be getting actual healing in your feet. I have seen that happen too a lot, and that's not really uncommon, to be honest, is to have physical things happen that correspond with the spiritual meanings of things. We've got some interesting energy going into somebody's throat chakra. Throat chakra has to do with bringing the idea of telling our truest truth into balance. So a lot of times we have these masks that we wear for people around us, and we try to present ourselves in ways that other people can accept. The only problem is we are living up to what we think other people want us to live up to, not necessarily what they really would like us to live up to. So we may as well be our authentic selves. I have found actually in my journey that when I started being my most authentic self around people, they responded much better than when I tried to be what I thought they wanted me to be. And so I think that's probably going to be true for most people. Probably. I think there are patterns in life, and I like to study the patterns. I'm all Scorpio. I've got 4 planets in Scorpio, including my Mercury, so studying patterns is a big thing for me. I even kind of do it subconsciously. I feel like we've got something going on with somebody's, I'm going to say sacral chakra. Maybe it's sacral and solar plexus. But we've definitely got somebody pulling some energy into that sacral chakra. Now, the sacral chakra is going to have to do with um, reproductive system in the body as far as physically. It also has to do with, on a more energetic level, how do things feel to us, taste to us, smell to us, appear to us, how we experience the world in the tangible 3D ways would be that as well. We've definitely got something moving into that solar plexus too. Solar plexus has to do with how do we express ourselves out in the world. So Reiki going into the solar plexus just means that that's being balanced. And so ways that we express ourselves out in the world are, what does our handwriting look like? What kind of clothes do we wear? What kind of car do we drive? What kind of job do we have? What kind of tone of voice do we use? What kind of posture do we carry? All those things that send signals out to the world about what we think about us and how we express ourselves. Do we do artwork? What does that artwork look like, feel like, smell like, taste like, whatever? So somebody is pulling in some healing energy in that part of their body. We've also got heart chakra becoming apparent now, where somebody is pulling energy into the heart chakra. Now, the heart chakra can have to do with anything with the respiratory system. It also is going to have to do with how we process things emotionally as well on the more, the less mundane level, let's put it that way. But we do have somebody pulling energy for that. And that can be somebody that's here right now, but it also could be somebody that comes into this video later just as easily. We've got like 20 seconds left of Reiki. After that, we're going to jump into tarot. Tammy Bambe. I'm fantastic, my dear. I'm alive. I'm breathing. I'm doing readings in Reiki. My YouTube's going viral. My client base is expanding. My life is good, 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 and getting better all the time. How are you doing today, honey bunny? Thank you for letting me say my affirmation, giving me an excuse to. All right, let's wrap up the Reiki. Okay, next we're going to go into best advice to manifest, whatever it is we want to manifest for the next 24 hours. Everybody be thinking about, what do you want to manifest? Whether it's going to take 24 hours or longer or shorter, whatever. What's the most important thing for you to manifest right now? I'm glad to hear that you are doing good, my friend. Did you see my weekly videos I've dropped on the channel earlier today? Boo-ba-doo-doo-doo, best manifestation advice. Wow, we lost a whole lot of deck there. I am going to peek through real quick just because. Oh, look, we're looking for manifestation advice, and the very top card is the Empress. I think we're going to take these, and we're just going to see what all they have to say. How many do we have? Normally, I do 3 for manifestation advice, but if this is what we have, this is what we have. We have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. More than double what we normally use for manifestation advice. Let's see what shows up. Okay, so using the Hush Tarot today, first card we have showing up is the Empress. The Empress talks about manifesting in a more feminine, a more receptive way. This is where we let the universe know, hey, wouldn't it be great if? And then we wait and see what the universe brings our way. We follow those intuitive nudges that come up about where we need to be, what we need to be doing, all that kind of stuff. So we could say that's our manifestation advice right there if we wanted to, but we have all these other cards to talk about. So let's talk about them. First of all, we have a King of Pentacles showing up in reverse. This talks about the idea that we want to be very aware as we're manifesting about people who may try to, kind of shake us down for money, basically. This is a card that basically gives us a heads up that somebody may be asking us for money and not giving us the full story on what they actually want to do with that money. My favorite, and it's oh so dramatic example of this is somebody coming to you and asking you for money and telling you, "I need to buy formula for the baby and diapers for the baby," which maybe they do, but what they're not telling you is that they also wanna buy crack from the street for themselves. I don't know how many people that actually happens to, but I'm sure it happens to some because I have seen that happen before. So you want to be careful if somebody's asking you for money or for any other type of resources about what are we actually going to be doing with that money or resources so that, you are actually doing something that's helpful and productive. And if you don't care, if you just want to get people out of your face and just give them whatever, well then, you get to do that. That's your choice. But this is your heads up that you may have somebody coming to you wanting either resources or money that is not really giving you the full story on what they're doing with it. Okay, so now let's look at our next card. Boopity-doo, boopity-doo, 5 of cups. This says disappointment. Well, we would be disappointed if we found out somebody spent some of the money that we gave them on crack, wouldn't we? Absolutely. So we want to avoid that kind of disappointment in our lives. We do have the 9 of cups. We would much rather be satisfied with the things that we're manifesting. We would much rather find satisfaction and appreciation for those things that we're manifesting. Boopity-doo. We don't mind being generous, but we want things to actually work out well. Now, this is interesting. It looks to me like if we get to the point where we're not telling somebody, "Oh, yeah, I'll pay for whatever on earth that you're not gonna tell me you're really buying," then what happens? We've got the 9 of wands coming up here. This says, well, this is a surprise for them. And look, you have a surprise too. What's your surprise? Your surprise is that now you're operating more independently and self-sufficiently. You're not feeling like you're short of resources because you've been giving yours to some kinda black hole, basically. And we have confirmation of that with the Page of Pentacles. This says that this brings in some good news for you about money or about resources, money or material goods. So, manifesting, our advice for manifesting is basically don't share money with people who are using it for ridiculous, stupid stuff, whether that's drugs or whether that's other ridiculous, stupid stuff, and allow ourselves to actually find some satisfaction with the money that we have earned and created. And that actually, by not sharing, not continuing to share with people who don't really use it in a good way, actually is good news for us financially so that we can move forward in a good way. So that's what we have. That is what we have. What is going on with my computer over there? Tammy, were you here the other day whenever my computer off to the side was going kind of crazy? Hello there, Anna. I'm kind of wondering if this is a you thing. I mean, I have windows popping open. I have all kinds of craziness showing up there. I think I'm taking this computer offline right now because somebody's in there definitely playing. Huh. That's funny. Do you have somebody that was, that's crossed over that was, I guess he or she wouldn't have to be technically advanced to do stuff like that. That's so weird. That is somebody that's here to talk to you, Miss Tamby. Tammy Bambi. I almost called you Tamby. Tammy Bambi all mixed together. And I'm gonna tell you, I do feel like this is a male that keeps showing up in here because he wants to talk to you. And I feel like this person is, I'm gonna say about 20-ish years older than you, but there's a whole generation gap there. My computer did not do that since the last time I was live with you here. This person is saying they want you to know that they're proud of you, and, that you have shown a lot of strength that you didn't even know that you had, but definitely people around you didn't know that you had. They're indicating to me that you've come through some kind of really rough time, and now you're on the other side of that, like, things are not rough anymore, but there for a year or 2, they're saying things were really rough, and you finally have your feet back under you again. I can't tell if this is family member or not, but they're giving me the idea of, like, you got this strength. I'm having a hard time honing in on it because at first I wanted to say, like, "Oh, you got that strength from me," and I thought that that was, like, a family lineage thing, and when I started to go with that, then they said, "No, it's about it rubbed off." Not like it was passed down, but it rubbed off. So that makes me feel like that might be a friend or maybe a significant other who was quite a bit older than you, who has already crossed over, or somebody that had an influence on your life that's crossed over that was not necessarily family or not close family, at least. They're telling me that they want you to keep your chin up and they want you to look around at what you have accomplished and start appreciating that. They're giving me the idea that you've accomplished a lot, but you're kind of forgetting that you're just looking at where you are now in kind of a more of a dissatisfied way than a way of appreciating what you've done so far. And they want you to really focus on what you've done so far. Because if you look back to a couple of years ago, even just, then you can see that you've made some big changes in your life. And they want you to be able to acknowledge that and see that and appreciate that about yourself. And I'm done. That's it. I hope that resonated for you. All right. So, Tammy, you don't get asked whether you have a question or you need a message from spirit. You just got a medium reading. So, Anna Philippa, hello, hello. Amanda Eli, hello. Best version, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you guys are not subscribed, you want to subscribe so you can catch me live again and get me to read for you. I also drop weekly videos and then I do some other kind of random stuff here and there as well. But I do weekly videos for each sign. Right now, if there's anybody who has a question for me that they would like me to take a peek at, if you would put that in the chat for me, that would be great. If you don't have a question, but you want me to do a message from spirit for you, if you'll put message from spirit in the chat, that will work as well. Okay, Anna Felipa got in there first. We're going to put her on the list. And she wants to know Borrelio feel. I hope I'm saying that right. Okay. Resonates. Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. I usually don't get names, and I didn't get his name, but I'm glad that you knew exactly who it was. That's awesome. Okay, so put your question in there, best version. Let's see. Yay. All right, so we're starting with Anna. How does Brulio feel about Anna right now? And I am going to tell you, feelings are very transitory. So even as short as 20 minutes from now, or maybe even less, those feelings can completely change. All it takes is one text message from you or from somebody else, you know, or a thought process that he's going through himself. Okay, so how does Brulio feel about Anna right now? Boop-a-da-doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh, dear. You're quite welcome, Tammy. All right, so Anna, you start off with the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is interesting. If you see all these blades coming out of her crown, she's got some psychic self defense like you would not believe, man. But generally, the Queen of Cups is somebody who's uplifting, nurturing, who knows and understands the emotional things of relationship, of the world, of life. And so, generally, that's somebody who can be very nurturing, even to a fault, to the point that they give too much and they neglect themselves. So, he sees you as a Queen of Cups. He sees you as somebody who's very, soft and compassionate and giving. All right. Now, the next card that we have coming up, we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. Let me ask a question real quick. Is this how he feels about her towards him or him towards her? He feels like you've taught him some really good things, some really beneficial things. Okay. And now we also have the Queen of Swords coming up in reverse. That's the last card here. Queen of Swords in reverse. He also feels like you have cut communication with him. You don't want to hear from him anymore. That's why I was laughing. Like, if you've cut communication with him, but yet you want to know how he feels. Do we have some inner turmoil there? All right, so let's see. Best version had a question. How soon do I see? Okay, for Avneet. India for settlement. Speaking of time frames, I have to tell you guys, I just got the best compliment today. I was doing a reading for somebody and she told me that, and I didn't remember reading this for her earlier, but she told me that I had predicted when she would actually get her house sold, right down to within 1 day of the actual sale date. I was very excited. It's fun whenever I go, wow, did I do that? He's traveling. He's coming back tomorrow, so I haven't talked that much. Gotcha. He may be thinking that you guys can't talk that much. But that Queen of Swords in reverse is a hard communication cutoff. He's thinking you cut him off, man. Okay. How soon will Avneet be? Will she be doing that within the year 2025? Going to India for the court settlement? I don't know that you will, honey. I would say I don't think you will. Look. First of all, we have the Three of Wands. This talks about long-term planning or travel planning. Judgment card in reverse. This says you've got a second chance to do it, but you're not gonna. So this is interesting because this tells me a whole lot. When we've got a second chance to do something, that implies that there was a first chance, and that first chance something happened with that first chance. It didn't work out well. Maybe you go and the settlement doesn't happen, or maybe you just think you're going to go and you don't. I don't know, but there's something here about a second chance, and the second chance, you're not taking it. You're not going. You're not going. Okay. Now, Seven of Cups, you've got a lot of other stuff going on. Sun card in reverse. I think you're doing some other stuff with some other person that you're really enjoying. It's happiness making. Yeah, and the Nine of Pentacles. I think you miss out. I don't think you go. I don't think you do. I don't think you go to India for the court settlement. Nope, nope. I would say nope. That's not happening. There is no win. Hello there, content. Welcome, welcome. Glad to see you here. Hello there, Eagle. How you doing, honey bunny? So you guys, if you have a question for me, put the question in the chat, please. Ooh, thank you for the thumbs ups. I appreciate that. If you want a message from Spirit and you don't have a question, put that in the chat as well, please. I'm glad to hear that you are good, my friend. I'm fantastic. You know me, I'm live, I'm breathing, I'm doing readings and Reiki. My YouTube's going viral. My client base is expanding. My life is good, 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 and getting better all the time. Thank you very much. You're quite welcome, Avni. Was that a surprise to you? Or were you kind of like, yeah, kind of figures? A general for next 48 hours? No. Ask me a specific question about the next 48 hours or ask for a message from Spirit, which is going to be really general, one or the other. Because you know as well as I do that there's a very particular something you want to know about the next 48 hours. Let's ask what you really want to know. Let's not play games. I don't like playing games with Sacred Spirit. That never gets me where I want to go. Never gets me where I want to go. And you know, Sacred Spirit knows what's up anyway, so you may as well say it. I can remember after my first divorce, I was so pissed off at God. Now I call him Sacred Spirit. But back then I was so pissed off at him. I was afraid of my own thoughts. I was like, oh, I don't want to be thinking these thoughts. He's going to hear me. This is not good. And then I thought, shoot, he's going to hear me. He already knows what I think anyway. I may as well say them out loud to him. And that was kind of a whole new phase of our relationship. Now I just tell him whatever. Whole new phase. All right. Anybody else in here that needs a question, go ahead and put your question in the chat box. If you want a message from Spirit, you can write message from Spirit and put it in the chat box. I'm going to be here about 4 more minutes. That's wild, Anna. Yeah, I don't really remember the privates, you know. You know that. Unless you jog my memory, I don't really remember them very often. Sometimes, I would say 20% of the time I remember private readings. If that, maybe 10%. Ba-ba-da-da-ba. Okay, well, I guess nobody else really has a question. Trying to give Eagle a chance in case they want to write out a specific question. A lot of things don't make sense, Anna, especially in this line of work. I had a guy that came to me for a reading a couple of weeks ago, and he asked me to look at work for him. One of the things that I saw is that he's going to be taking time off, and so I said so. And he says, no, I'm not going to take time off. I never take time off. There's too much work to do. I don't have time to take time off. And I said, okay. But that can't change the cards, and the interpretation doesn't change. You're going to have some downtime. And so a week goes by. I get a text message from him. You know what he tells me? His text message says, this is why I only trust you to read for me. You told me in the reading that I would have some time off. Well, today my boss just called me to ask me to make sure that I take a real vacation this year. And they actually made it an objective, one of my yearly objectives, for me to take a real vacation. I thought it was hilarious because obviously people need to take vacations. So I said so. I said, well, that's hilarious. And so what he sent back was hilarious question mark. It's scary how accurate you are. So I hear those things all the time of, oh, that can't be. That's not going to happen. There's no way. I don't understand how that could be. And you know what? I'm cocky. Doesn't change the cards. And it doesn't change what I'm going to say about them. Avneet, you already got one question answered, honey bunny. Okay, so Eagle wants a question. Eagle, remind me what your first name is, honey, and then also give me the first name of your person as well, please, not just the initials. Yeah, if you want to ask next time about the future of your relationship, we can look down like the next 6 months or however long you want to go. You can set it out. Melissa, that's right. And then what's the guy's first name? Or the other person's first name, I should say. Or if you want to know right now, you can always order a one question reading off of my website. Oh, it's job related. Okay, awesome. Thank you. All right, that kind of helps me put some context on it when I look at this. So, for Eagle, for Melissa, will Ruth be calling Melissa this week? Will Ruth call Melissa this week? Will Ruth call Melissa by the end of day Saturday night? Will Ruth call Melissa by the end of day Saturday night? So by 11:59 Saturday night. Will Ruth call Melissa by 11:59 Saturday night p.m.? No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Looks to me like they are talking to somebody else instead. Here's what I've got. Got the Ace of Wands in reverse. This says there's no energy or no power towards that. King of Cups in reverse. They don't like you. 9 of Wands straight up. That says they're very defensive about the idea of calling you. 2 of Pentacles says that they have other choices. And the Queen of Swords is who they end up calling. So I don't know if you're a Queen of Swords, but if you are, then this would be a different Queen of Swords. Sorry. You too, best version. Peace out, honey. You're quite welcome. I'm sorry. Linda Jane. Hello, hello. Do you have a question tonight, honey bunny? Or do you want a message from Spirit? I think I've read for everybody but you so far. Okay. Tell me what you want. If you want a question, put your question in. If you want a message from Spirit, put that in the chat. You got to tell me what you want because I don't want to read your mind just to find out what you want me to look at for you. I would like to say I'm not a mind reader, but that's not it. I'm just lazy. I'm a lazy mind reader. I don't want to read every little thing. Message from Spirit. Message from Spirit. You're all good. Everybody else be on the lookout for a piggyback message. Boopity doo doo, boopity doo doo, boopity doo 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 doo. Here we go. 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 Whoa. Here we go. All right. So we start off with the Knight of Swords. This is taking action when it comes to communication. All right. So having a conversation with somebody, posting a vlog, but it's taking some kind of communicative action. And that is covered by the 7 of Cups. Well, you have lots of options about how you can do that or maybe who you can speak to, but you have lots of options whenever it comes to this communication action that we're talking about. And I'm going to talk about it as if it's present tense, even though it could also be past or future. All right. So best advice or heads up around this. Ooh. This communicative action is actually going to help you manifest something that you want to manifest. Well, what do you want to manifest? Do you want to manifest that you don't want to be collaborating with somebody else right now or on a certain project? And This is gonna be a pretty big shakeup that you're actually creating whenever you say this. So you just need to be aware. Other people are gonna be kinda shook up by this. And so I'm saying that with the tower showing up like this is saying that there's gonna be a little bit of backlash that you're gonna hear when you say what you need to say. And I really get this strong with that magician here, I really get the strong sense that this is something that you already know you need to do this. Because the magician's here, this is something that moves you forward in a positive way. What do you have to say to who? Now I'm curious. Inquiring minds want to know. Can you share? If you can't, just say it's none of your business, Amista. Message to business partners. Oh, gotcha. All right. Well, don't say anything else because, we don't want anybody getting wind of anything too early. All right. So I think I've read for everybody in the room today. Thank you for sharing, by the way, Linda. Linda Jane. Okay. Oh, there is somebody else in the room that would like a reading. Sure. Throw your question up in the chat, honey bunny. And also tell me your first name. No, I don't need your whole name, just your first name. You're quite welcome. Kelly. Okay. Okay, same thing. First name for H as well, please. Kelly. H, reconcile. Yes or no? Okay. Oh, what is that song? Oh, Henry, oh, Henry. There's an old song about a hole in a bucket with a guy named Henry. What is that song? I want y'all to look it up. I can't play it for you here because YouTube will ding me, but let me see if I can find the name of it. It might just be Oh Henry. Nope. It might be Hole in the Bucket. Okay. Yes, there's a beautiful version of this on YouTube. It's a hole in the bucket and there's a live. So if you look a hole in the bucket and then like this and then live, and it's done by Harry Belfonta and Odetta, Odetta. That's the version that you really want to see because it's amazing. It's just so cute. It's so cute. All right, so now that we've got appropriately sidetracked for our reader who has ADHD, let's move on to your question. Okay. Will Henry be reaching out to Kelly to reconcile? Oh, soon, she says. We have to define soon. Is that within 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 hours, 2 months, 2 years? What is soon to you? What do you consider soon? Ooh, the chemistry's there within the next 3 months. Okay, will Henry be reaching out to Kelly within the next 3 months to reconcile? Boopity doo doo, boopity doo doo, boopity doo doo, boopity doo. Girly girl. You have some really interesting cards here. All right. Will he be reaching out to reconcile? I'm going to say no, but there is a caveat. Okay. Here is what the cards say specifically. Okay. If you want to read them to filth, as they say. First of all, we start with the 10 of swords, and it's right side up. Now, if the 10 of swords came in reverse, I would say, ooh, this is not over. Came in right side up. This is a done deal. Bye, 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 bye. Stick a fork in it. It is done. Okay. Now, here's our second card. Our second card is also a 10, and it is in reverse. It's the 10 of wands. Now, for me, the 10 of wands in reverse says I am putting down any kind of responsibilities or obligations that I have to this other person. I am getting out of whatever relationship that we had. Done, 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 done. Stick a fork in it. This is done once again. Okay, so those first two cards just confirm each other. All right. Now, here's where it gets interesting. We have the 3 of wands coming up in reverse. Now, when we have the 3 of wands right side up, this is long-term planning. When it's in reverse, this is very much being in the moment. In the moment. Think no strings attached. Think drive-by. Think one-night stand. Think convenient. In the moment. With no long-term planning. That is followed by my most phallic card of all, the Ace of Wands. So, this is over, done. Stick a fork in it. This is not going to be a reconciliation at all. Could it be some revenge sex? Possibly. Could it be a, oh, that was so good, I just have to have it one more time sex? Possibly. You're going to have the opportunity to have sex with this dude one more time. And then we have the world card. This is completion. This is over. Done, 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 done. Stick a fork in it. So it's done. You guys are not getting back together as far as relationship wise. You guys may have sex. Uno. Uno mas. One more time. That is all that I see coming out of here. All. Done. You get to decide if you want to have that last sex with them or not. That's it. How do you like that for a yes or no question? Guys, seriously, if you think I do good with 5 little cards, you definitely need to book a reading with me. I will knock your socks off. If it's just us and we're doing a private reading online and I can look at whatever we need to look at as deep as I need to look at it, I will knock your socks off. So if y'all need a reading, definitely think of me. I've been doing this since 2012 and I am cocky as can be. You're quite welcome, Kelly. All right, guys, I think I've read for everybody in the room. Thank you very much for having me. If you have not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe so you can catch me the next time I go live in case you have questions then too. Also, share my channel with other people who might appreciate something like this. And if you have not checked out my weekly videos, those did drop this morning. So you can check out next week. I also have this week is already up if you want to look at those as well. And yeah, you guys already know I do private readings. I do private Reiki sessions, all that good stuff. Everyone, thank you very much for being here and for keeping me company. That's what makes these interesting. And everyone have a great day. Peace out.